Hello viewers, I hope you all are doing well. I am Arushi Patnaik and I welcome you all to our second video, that is the ideation process. Well, reminding you all about our first video, that is a problem statement, which is tackling global outbreak or global pandemic like COVID-19. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for showing so much of love to our first video. We aim to create such an environment for our future generation where they will be experiencing 0 years like 2019 and 2020. Now, ideation process. Here, we have thought of certain ideas which will help us to solve our problem statement. Now coming to our first idea, that is vertical farming. What is vertical farming? What are the future plans? Let's hear it from Pratiksha. Thank you.
The first solution of the problem, that is vertical farming. At first, what is vertical farming? It is the practice of growing crops indoors or vertically inclined surfaces under artificial conditions of light and temperature. It aims at higher productivity in smaller spaces. A vertical farm is able to use 95% less water because it is recycled. Because our production is indoors, we need virtually no herbicides and pesticides. The primary focus of all functions in and around vertical farming is an optimal plant growth while maximizing the use of natural resources. Now, what are the global challenges we are facing? The human race is growing. To ensure the food supply for rapidly growing and world population, however, we to provide 9 billion people in the year 2050. Resources are getting scarce. Deforestation leads to significantly high production of carbon dioxide. We need to ask ourselves, how are we going to produce healthy food in a heavily polluted world? A vertical plant farm can be built anywhere, anytime. I want to conclude by saying that by 2050, around 80% of world population is expected to live in urban areas. Efficient use of vertical farming may perhaps play a significant role in preparing for such a challenge.
What is AQI? The Air Quality Index is an index for reporting air quality on the daily basis. Air purifiers are the great tool to monitor and help improve your home's value on the AQI. All of this may sound complicated, but when broken down, it's really quite simple. Basically, you need a good AQI which is green and a color which is in the range of 0 to 50. As the air quality gets worse, the number gets higher and the color associated with it becomes darker shade of red. The purpose of an air purifier is to take in and filter the air within your home and produce cleaner air by the ends of its process. Under what circumstances should people use air purifier during the COVID-19? Your own home is generally the safest place and you can be during in a COVID-19 pandemic. So the average person probably does not need an air purifier. This is especially true if you are socializing with only members of your own household, wearing a mask whenever you go out and following social distances. But if someone in your household has COVID-19 and or needs to be quarantined until they are sure they don't have it, it might make sense to have their air purifier in the room.
Kitchen garden. It is the practice of intensively food farming in containers. It is well designed and compatible even in small spaces. Micro gardens are designed to be highly productive and space efficient. It is sustainable and also it is affordable. Micro gardens does not require any heavy labors, expensive equipments or materials. They are cheap to establish and maintain. They are easy to access and help you grow good health. A kitchen comprises of fruits, vegetables, grains and microgreens. In India, we often see them on balconies, windowsills, terrace or even inside a room. In the current situation of lockdown in this pandemic, it is very beneficial as it boosts our household access to fresh food while keeping us at home. Gardening always has been promoted as a relaxing, recreational activity that can provide great personal reward. Gardening can be a positive family inclusive activity to adopt. As it's supposed to have many positive impact in this current situation, it is very important to adopt mini kitchen garden in this pandemic. Apart from this, we have many more benefits of mini kitchen gardening, as it can provide partial but important solution to the issue of polluted water, parasites and smoke inhalation.
I am here to describe about recycle. Firstly, question arises, what is recycle? Recycle means conversion of waste material into reusable objects to prevent waste of perennially usable materials, reduce the consumption of fast raw materials, energy uses, air pollutions and water pollutions by decreasing the need for conventional waste disposals. Now, why is recycling important? Of the two types of benefits, firstly environmental benefits, secondly economic benefits. Now we discuss about common recyclable items. There are so many materials that can be reused in today's society. First, metal like aluminum foil, aluminum cans, steels and tin cans. Secondly, paper and cardboards. Thirdly, glasses. Fourthly, plastics. Fifthly, electronic or e-waste. Sixthly, other items. Recycling was already in a crisis in recent years due to confluence of factors, but now the COVID-19 pandemic is here to make acute. Many recyclers, because of health and safety concerns, are also stopping service, says Jackie. Recycling that been in sort of a crash is now getting even worse.
Now coming to my topic, that is biomedical waste management during COVID pandemic. Biomedical waste poses various health and environmental hazards, and this is the wider challenge that the pandemic has posed before us. Challenges in biomedical waste management are 80% of COVID patients are recuperating or have recuperated at home. There is no proper facility for the management of the biomedical waste generated at home. It is being dumped in the ordinary municipal waste. Local hospitals are not as updated in facilities and infrastructure and hence don't have proper biomedical waste management facilities. Lack of awareness, people are also not aware of how to segregate the waste at source, and this is a bigger concern. Way forward, the biomedical waste generated should be collected and treated properly and must not be allowed to reach the water bodies. The state agencies responsible for providing the data to higher authorities have to play a crucial part in ensuring that the data is not missed and no wrong data is forwarded. The waste segregation and management is done by the state agencies by color coding, like the red color container means that the biomedical waste is highly hazardous. Conclusion: the ultimate goal of biomedical waste management is to drastically reduce the environmental damage that is posed by this waste. A healthy environment at the end of the day is essential for healthy lives.
Reforestation, the restocking of existing forests or woodland, can be one of the best way to reduce the carbon constituent. Photosynthesis can be the another way to reduce carbon constituent. We can even prefer weathering as well as respiration, and the another one is your greenhouse effect. At least I tell that I want to tell just one thing: if we practice these small steps, we are surely going to fight the pollution upcoming time.
Now, coming to online awareness sessions. Well, we can think that as COVID cases are increasing day by day, more and more number of patients are getting admitted to the hospital. And once a person get admitted to the hospital, he or she always think of the same thing. That is when I'll be alright, when I'll be returning home, and when everything will be okay. For this, they need to possess a positive mindset, and which is the most and the foremost thing. Well, how is it possible? Because at the daytime, when you see yourself getting admitted to the hospital, and when you open your eyes at the night time, you could see 4 more patients like you sleeping by your side, and also feeling the same pain you are feeling. Definitely, certain negative thoughts, certain negative mindset will develop in that person's mind. So, what could be done to avoid this? Well, what we think that we could arrange, we could plan for certain online awareness sessions where some motivational talks, some motivational speeches, some motivational role plays can be shown to the patients so that they would avoid thinking of certain negative things and to develop a positive mindset, because it has been observed that a person possessing a positive mindset could recover from the worst situation and could get alright. So what we think that this could be a proper thing, this could be planned and could be arranged to develop the positive mindset of a patient, because it will help them to recover very soon. And well, this could be a very great thing, because many people are dying these days, and we could find the basic reason behind this is the negative mindset, because the moral gets down when they see 4 more or 5 more patients like them suffering the same pain. So certain things can be done, certain online awareness programs through televisions, through Zoom platform, or through role plays, through street plays. It could help them to recover a lot, to recover very soon.
So in this video, we discussed about the possible solutions to how one can lead a healthy life in the harsh upcoming times, and what could be the possible drawbacks to these if there exist any. In the next video, we will be focusing on one of these solutions, the one we find most feasible and viable, and work upon it to extract the most out of it. If you like the video, then please click on the like button and share among your friends, and please share your suggestions in the Google form attached in the description box. Till then, wishing you happy health, stay safe.